What is up, Kryptonians? Before I get started, I do want to give a special shout out and thank you to anybody who wished me a happy birthday yesterday. And for anybody who didn't know that yesterday was my birthday, well, yesterday was my birthday, for whatever that's worth. And here today I am continuing the tradition of reviewing movies that came out like a month ago or half a month ago that I didn't get to review, that I'm just now getting around to talking about. Today I'm talking about a movie called Highest to Lowest. It is directed by the one, the only Spike Lee. You got Denzel Washington, you've got Jeffrey Wright, A$AP Rocky is in this movie, Ilsina Hadera, I think that's how you say her name. Ice Spice also shows up in this movie and she's not popping any ass, so take that for what it's worth. This film is the English-speaking remake of a film called High and Low that was directed by Akira Kurosawa that came out back in 1963. When a music mogul named David King, who's played by Denzel Washington, suddenly gets threatened by a ransom situation, he has to put his head together with the authorities and with his wife and family to try to figure out the best way to proceed through this situation, trying to make the right choice without sacrificing everything that he's worked for, and thus we have a movie with a moral dilemma. It's Spike Lee and it's Denzel Washington. It's a remake of High and Low, which is like one of my all-time favorite movies. Of course I was gonna be excited to see this movie. Of course I couldn't wait to get around to watch it. And of course I'm talking about it almost a full month after it came out because, you know, that's how life goes. Starting off with the shit that I did like about this movie, I will say this is a movie that absolutely is elevated by the performances here. What else am I supposed to say about Denzel Washington at this point? I mean, it's Denzel fucking Washington, right? Like he's always great. Like, have you ever seen Denzel Washington give a bad performance in a movie? I'm not saying you have to like every single movie that Denzel has put out, but I feel like he's done a good to great performance in everything that he's in, and this movie is no different. At this point, you'd be more stunned if I came out to you in this review and was like, actually, Denzel was a hot pack of ass. He just was not good in this movie. Like, nobody has ever said that. I challenge you to find a video where somebody has said that. And Denzel's character, David King, he's great in this movie. He has a certain complexity to him. He is a character that is kind of caught between what he wants to be and what he needs to be. I would say Jeffrey Wright is the performance that kind of steals the show here. Jeffrey Wright is like his right-hand man in the movie. He's a great supporting character. He also has his own dilemmas and stuff that he's dealing with in this movie, and I like how it served as like a companion piece to the main story. Like, that shit was really cool. And A$AP Rocky in this movie is playing exactly who you think A$AP Rocky is supposed to be playing in this movie. I like the contrast that it sets up between his character and between David King, Denzel's character. It feels like a great contrast between the era of music that David King is from and the era of music that A$AP Rocky is representing, which is a little bit more modern and urban. So I thought A$AP definitely had his moments, especially towards the end of this movie. Being that it is a Spike Lee movie, it is a gorgeously shot movie, a lot of beautiful camera work, a lot of great set design. The way that the buildings and the rooms look, the way that they're blocked up, I love the way that Spike decided to shoot this movie, the way that he shoots the tunnels and the subways, the streets. I like visually the way that he brings the city of New York to life, whether that's in the daytime or the nighttime. I also like that visually he was able to capture some things culturally that exist in New York. I would say about halfway through this movie, the story really kicks into high gear. It introduces some great moral dilemmas and some great complexities surrounding life and the music industry, music in general, business. More importantly, this movie feels like a meditation on the choices that you make and the impact that they can have, either the choices that you do make or the choices that you don't make. Now, I'm sure it has not escaped your notice that I did say halfway through the movie it picked up, and that, of course, is how we're going to start talking about the flaws in this movie. Gonna be honest with you guys, as much as I love Spike, as much as I love Denzel, the first 45 minutes to an hour of this movie, I was kind of bored. That's not to say that it's necessarily boring, but I felt bored watching it. I couldn't connect or engage emotionally to anything that was happening on screen. The first 45 minutes of this movie feel incredibly slow and disjointed, and a lot of that is due to the editing choices. The editing in this film feels incredibly choppy. It feels incredibly awkward. It makes things in the movie feel out of place. There are a ton of quick cuts and excessive camera angles that Spike is using here. And I have seen him utilize this technique to great effect in previous movies. Here, it just kind of felt like he was overdoing it and doing it for more of a stylistic reason instead of something that actually helped the film. The flow of the movie, the transitions within scenes and out of scenes, it just all doesn't work. It feels very inconsistent to start this movie off. Outside of David King and his relationship with Paul, it's just really hard to connect to any other conversation that's happening in the first half of the movie. I'll also say there's some subpar performances that are mixed into this movie. Ilsina Hadera, I hope I'm not messing up her name. I'll be honest, it kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. I didn't think she was actually that good in this movie. movie. Their son, whose name I can't remember right now, he was also pretty bad in the limited screen time he got. The bigger issue that I have with this movie is the musical score. Now, ironically, I feel like if I were listening to the musical score outside of this movie, I feel like then I'd probably appreciate the score a little bit more, but the score in this movie comes across as hilariously overbearing. The way that it's spliced together within these scenes, it just feels very misplaced, and it just does not fit the emotions or the pacing or the tone of the scenes and the characters within these scenes. It just feels like you're listening to two different movies and watching two different movies all at once. I did not know they were going to take this approach to the musical score. Halfway through the movie, I was just sitting there and I was just like, what is with this elevator Kingdom Hearts cutscene ass music? It doesn't match the situations on screen. It doesn't match the tone. It doesn't match the characters and the emotions that they're supposed to be conveying with their performances. In the end, I only kind of somewhat enjoyed it, and that's mostly because of the performances of Denzel and Jeffrey Wright. Highest to lowest was slightly better than okay. I'm gonna leave this one in the Daily Planet. Those are my thoughts on highest to lowest. Tell me, what is your favorite Spike Lee Denzel collaboration? Put that in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.